Hey, 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 everybody.
Yo.
Wait, you just need to check to make sure that we're
Okay.
on that one, yeah? To make sure that we're all groovy. Why is it not coming on? Oh, there we go. Let me grab the pop-out chat for that one.
We're going live?
I'm presuming so.
How did we go?
It does look like it. Let me make sure that
Yeah, sound.
tell everybody that we've gone live as well. Hope everybody is doing groovy today, guys.
Groovy. Yeah. That's actually a better view.
What's a better view? What,
Like
me
that.
moving the camera?
Yeah, like that.
It's not too bad.
Because you got all your information for the stream behind it on analytics. Oh, the analytics.
Oh, what you mean on the Twitch?
No.
Oh, up there, the YouTube.
Yes.
My YouTube.
My YouTube brings all the people to there. Hi, Sky.
Hey, Sky, how you doing, lovely? Hope you're doing well. Was our sound okay?
Yes.
How's your Christmas Eve going, Sky? Ooh.
Hey, Valerie. What's up, Valerie?
Hey, Valerie, how you doing, lovely? Yeah, I'm okay. Just sorting out some washing. Nice. I got all of mine done this morning. Out of the way for the next 2 days. It can just sit there. So, guys, today is going to be a just talking, but it's also a mental health check-in. So it's a open place for anybody to come and say hey if they're either feeling alone or just want to chat or just want to say hi.
Just want to spend some time with us.
Yeah, we thought we was going to do it the other day, but a few things got on top of us in real life, so we thought that we'd just come by on Christmas Eve and say hey to everybody. Doing okay? How are you doing? Well, I'm not doing too bad, thank you. I had a few ups and downs over the last few days with a couple of narcissistic people, as well as some results that I had. Is our restream not working? Because it's not coming up.
No, it only come up on this.
Oh, okay.
And here. So
I see. Okay, I'm thinking of two chats. That's why. So yeah, sorry guys, we got a slightly different setup today, because we're multi-streaming to YouTube and Twitch only today.
Go ahead.
What are you doing there?
One sec, guys.
What are we doing there? It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I could just bring that down and go right to there.
Yeah. Just stretch it down.
Oh yeah, I'm learning all new things about this, guys. So bear with me. Hey Dan, how you doing, lovely?
Hey Dan.
Doing okay. How you doing? Yeah, not too bad. Thank you, lovely. It's going good. Ollie had a bit of a blip, so been a tough day, but now is all settled. Gave Sonic and Midnight their presents and they went mental. Oh, what did you give them? Was it a bit of catnip? Do love a bit of catnip. How you doing, Dan? Thanks for popping by, lovely. It's been a while since I've seen your lovely face. So for people that are coming in that don't know who we are, a lot of people will know who I am. So I'm Pinkster. The person sat next to me is my partner. His name is Diesel Dog Shane. And we've been together for a number of years. Diesel Dog Shane does also do my Pinksters podcast with me as well. So how's everybody been? Is everybody ready for Christmas? Are you ready for Christmas?
No. I'm getting done with now.
I brought Sonic some dreamies and some turkey treats, and Midnight got some meat cookie treats with a snake toy and some other treats. What's meat cookie treats? I've never heard of them.
Just meat and cookies, I'm guessing.
Might be.
Spam.
Spam. We
Spam.
like a bit of spam.
Spam.
I mean, I've heard of dreamies, but I've never heard of like
Yeah.
meat cookies. Although nowadays you can get like
Is it too much glare? Yeah, too much glare. Too much glare.
you can get
You have to welcome Christmas. Yeah, but I
oh
have to welcome Christmas.
no, that sucks, Valerie. Why have you got to work on Christmas? I suppose somebody's got to,
Oh,
but that's not very cool.
damn. So Christmas isn't
Uh,
a good time for me.
no, Christmas isn't an overly good time for us either, to be fair. We're spending it with a couple of members of our family. But for me personally, it tends to bring out the narcissistic traits of a few members of family, which it has done more so this year than any other time. Why is it not good for you, Dan? Not really. Been a rough day, so not really ready for Christmas. They are like round ball treat meat flavored things. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Greens.
No, we're not really Christmassy this year. It doesn't really feel like Christmas, does it?
No, it's not snowing.
It's not snowing, no. Well, not for us anyway. I believe it's snowing slightly further up north. Green City. Hey, how you doing, lovely? Happy Christmas Eve to you. I'm a security guard at a factory and someone has to keep people from getting in. That's fair enough. That's quite a cool job, though. That is quite a cool job. I know, so we know somebody else, don't we, that's a security guard. He's a
He's working
security
as well.
guard for council and he's working all of Christmas and all of New Year. Bless him. I'm lonely. Yeah, I know what you mean, Dan. Christmas, even in general, for people, um, can be quite a lonely time, even when you have got people around. Um, it can be quite lonely. But this year, I mean, the whole year is just it should be writ off really because it's.
Yeah.
I don't think that anybody's really had a good Christmas. My partner was feeling suicidal, so I had to call the police. So it was a really rough day.
Yeah, that
Oh
is.
no, poor Ollie. He's been really having a hard time with it, hasn't he, Sky? Oh, I know that you've said a few bits and bobs in Discord and that. What if you don't mind me asking? Did the police do anything, or sort of like how did it go? I hope he's okay. I love the accent. Oh, thank you. Where are you from, Green?
Mm.
A lot of people seem to tend to like the British accent, don't they? I don't know why. We was actually in one of our podcasts.
One take. Sorry.
We was actually
Excuse the fingers.
we was actually talking about the thing of our own voices and that. Apologies, guys, for the handover. That will happen again in a few seconds. It's just to protect some privacy of some people that are staying with us.
Yeah.
USA East Coast. Oh, nice. How is it over there? Do we have any snow over in the East Coast? Dan, I can completely get the about the loneliness, lovely. And if you do need to over the Christmas period, my DMs or even my Discord are open, and same for Diesel Dog Shane as well. His DMs are open as well. So please don't feel lonely, lovely. He's been feeling really shit. They are referring him to mental health. They wanted him to go to hospital, but he didn't feel that he was able to go. Oh, bless him. Um, is it the time of year, Sky, or has he been going down? Has he been going down for a while, like in moods? Just bear with me 1 second, guys. We're just gonna cover the camera. That's it. I'm good. Shut the door if you don't mind.
Do a sexy little dance on the one.
Hey, all watcher, how you doing, lovely? I hope you're doing okay. So I hope you're doing a little bit better after we spoke earlier in Discord. Obviously, I won't disclose what we were speaking about, but this is an open place, so or what trophy if you do want to share, do feel free because this is also a mental health check-in as well, guys.
No snow yet on the East Coast.
Oh, you got no snow yet. Oh man, that sucks. We don't have snow. There's a lot of snow that's happening up north, because we have a few friends in the north of the UK that have sent us some videos and singing
Yes.
along to Christmas songs and that. We're like, "Some snow too." um, where was we?
Which one?
Yeah, we had a blizzard last week. No way.
How deep did it get, Green?
Blizzard.
I told you we should move to America.
Oh, no. I think it's a mix of not seeing his kids, bored, going into tier 4, and having his sister tomorrow for Christmas. Is it a bad thing to have his sister tomorrow for Christmas, Sky? I can relate to the tier 4. We've been in tier 4 for a while now.
Since it started.
Yeah, since the tier 4 came out. So we're only allowed to really be in our support bubble. Other than that, we're not allowed to mix at all. So it's very hard. I know a lot of other places are going into tier 4 on Boxing Day. I think it was is
After.
uh,
Day after.
yeah, day after. Um, so I know that it's going to be hard. But I'm hoping because the vaccines are coming out now that um it, I'm hoping that it won't be as long, but it always seems if we get like some good news or anything, that it seems to get a little bit of bad news after. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. We can all pull through. And like I say, our DMs are there over Christmas. We are with a couple of family members, but the DMs are always there and we will always check. So please, 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 anybody, even if you're watching this back on my YouTube um on Christmas Day or Boxing Day and you feel alone, please do feel free. My socials are all around me on the video. But they are also linked as well if you're watching this back on the video in the description on my YouTube. His sister. Oh, you're doing okay. That's good. All watcher. I know that it can be difficult what we were talking about earlier. So,
Oh.
I just want you to know that I am there, and I appreciate the fact that you reached out as well. It was really nice that you came and you spoke to me. His sister constantly takes overdoses, and was the reason his parents never got to meet his recent daughter. Oh Christ! So she's not a very nice person then. Um, I don't really know how to respond to that. I don't honestly blame him for not really being um yeah not really being enthusiastic about her coming over. Really, that's got to be really difficult if she was the reason why he didn't get to see his recent daughter. She's got COVID twice from being in hospital so much with her overdoses. Oh, she sounds I mean, does she need help? Is there a reason that she keeps doing that? Hey, just lurking and listening at work. Hey, Devil, how you doing? Love what you're doing with the mental health checks. Thank you, lovely.
That's
Um,
cool.
so I do most of my mental health checks via tweets and that, but I thought as it's Christmas that we'll do a virtual one because I know that a lot of people, even in general, find Christmas tough. But this year like I said earlier, it's been a nightmare, isn't it?
Yes.
So mental health checks are um definitely needed, I'd say. No, she takes the tablets and throws them at her mum and says, "Here you go. Are you happy?" And his dad is terminal, and if he gets COVID, he dies. She gets help. She's with our local mental health hospital and is there once a week for years now. It sounds like she needs to maybe change the help she's getting because that's if she's been not like that for years, it's not very healthy, and especially not for the mum and dad, bless them. Oh, thank you, Devil. It's definitely a thing that needs to happen more. Um, and as the community for the Pinksters awareness community, we do like to check in as often as we can. So guys, as well, I'd like to thank everybody that comes by to watch the Pinksters podcast. If you don't know about Pinksters podcast as well, we started it a number of weeks ago. I think we left it on, was it
3 weeks
episode
ago,
3?
4 weeks.
Yeah. Um, but we decided to take the Christmas break off due to my health and other in real life commitments. We didn't know when we were going to be able to stream over this period of time, but luckily we managed to come on this time. But we will be back. I think it was the 19th.
The 19th of
With
January.
the next of January 2021 with the next podcast, and we will have some new exciting people and guests come in as well,
And layout.
and a new layout, as
Working
well,
on.
which is going to be fab. It won't be on the first one when we come back, as obviously we want to come back and see how you guys are with the new year, how things went over that Christmas period, and just probably have a chat. That's understandable, hun. Take your time. Oh, thank you, lovely. So I did actually get some news today, guys. So for many of you, if you've even followed my YouTube or if you follow me on Twitter, I started the campaign, Let's Smear It to Clear It. That was based on the fact that I was a survivor and I hadn't been for my cervical smear for 5 years, and this was all based around the fear of going for it through being a survivor. So I started that campaign, and I got my results back today, and I am clear. Yay! I haven't officially announced it on Twitter, but I'm sure that once I've shared this video and people see it, they'll see it as well, and I'll probably put a little tag on it as well. So those results were absolutely amazing today, which is another reason we wanted to come on and sort of talk to everybody. And I do apologize for anyone if that was too much information, because I know some people don't like that. But yeah, so we are great, but I am still going to campaign as hard as I can to help survivors and help get the understanding out there to the professionals that it's not just a simple thing of sending a reminder to somebody that they've missed or that they're due their cervical smear, because for survivors, that piece of paper is massively massive. Even for a normal person, it is, because there's a lot of anxiety around that sort of subject. But I'm gonna carry on the campaign and try to get as many people checked, as well as try to get into the medical field somehow and try to maybe reroute the way that they try to get people to access smear tests and cervical screening, because I think it's very important to understand the impacts. Have you run out of coffee?
Yeah, already.
uh, that's awesome. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you. I'm absolutely amazed. I was absolutely petrified of the result, if I'm honest, because I have a lot of family history in and around it as well, which made it even more important to sort of go there. So yeah, it was fantastic. Where are we? Yeah, but I'll heal over time. Have I missed something there? Have I missed?
No.
It's
Oh.
so hard on all of us, but I am not feeling great at the moment, unfortunately. No, I can imagine that you're not feeling great, and I can imagine as well, Sky, that to have your sister over, um or Ollie's sister over, should I say, is probably gonna impact a lot. So just make sure that you take time out for yourselves as well. Self-care is massive, guys, as well. I've spoke many times in the podcast and things about the fact that I use the bathroom to have 5-10 minutes out, and then sort of re-enter the room with a bit more of a fresh face. But my DMs again are there as well. I love the support and the vibes from this channel, Real Talk. Thank you, Green. You are an amazing person. Thank you. That's really lovely. I do like to keep things positive, but I also understand that some people or a lot of people can't always keep that positivity. So I like to try to help out and to try and balance people. Thank you for the congratulations, Devil. I'll tell you what, it was such relief. I found out this morning after talking to a consultant, and it gave me an uplift today, which is exactly what I needed because, like I say, I spent the last few days dealing with some family members that were being quite narcissistic, um, and I had a breakdown 3 days ago, 2 days ago.
Mm.
Um, so I was very very low. Um, yeah, but now we got the good news. So we got the good news. I always get anxious on Christmas when I have to see family and everyone loves to hug me, but I have a fear of being touched. Now, Valerie, I went through and I still go through the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
After I went, sorry, trigger warning to people as well.
Book your ears.
I went through rape and abuse in 2015, 2016, and I developed. There was a name for it, but I can't remember what my therapist called it. Where I don't like to be touched. I don't like to be hugged, and I went through it very extreme for a number of years, and it was only um it's only been most recently, the last couple of years, isn't it, that I've been okay with it, but I still have the moments where I don't like it. Um, and it upsets me a little bit because in my head, I'd like a hug and a cuddle, but then something takes over and my anxiety takes over and I can't take it. So, um, Diesel has to deal with that on
Yes,
some levels.
most levels.
Most levels, all the levels. So I can completely relate to that, Valerie. Um, we are going to theirs. My mental health is really struggling at the moment. Trigger warning. I have, uh, I haven't been doing so well. Oh, I have been doing so well, but feeling very low and thoughts I don't want are coming back. Sky, the advice I'd give to you is if that is the case, lovely, is to reach out to your support worker. I know that it's Christmas, but they should have a system put in place for you if you're feeling that way. It is really important that anybody that is having any particular suicidal thoughts or bad mental health thoughts to reach out and to talk to somebody. Even if you can't get hold of your normal support people, there is uh, organisations such as Shout UK where you can text. Um, there's the Samaritans as well. There's also Mind, and I know that sometimes it's impersonal, but sometimes I also find it helpful that it is somebody that don't really know me that I can just talk to as well. And if they are someone that you feel that you can reach out and talk to, my DMs are always there. But I also know other mental health advocates that will be willing to listen and support as well. Please don't feel alone. Please don't feel alone in your thoughts either. Um, because I've been there and I've done that, and it's not a place to go, and it is a very, very hard place to get out of. Um, I'm so sorry to hear that. Thank you, Green. It's made me the person I am today. So even though I went through a lot and I still do go through a lot, um, it's made me who I am. It helped me become the advocate that I am, and it's given me my life to help other people. So instead of allowing it and that person to destroy who I am, I've turned it around, and that's the main thing. And I will continue to try to do that and to help other people to do that as well. I always. Oh, and I
Yeah.
read that one. I read that one.
Hoping that everything that triggers bad thoughts and feelings in you stops
Oh, to Sky.
us to skies and
Yeah,
sending good vibes and hugs.
I know it can be very taxing when you've got so many thoughts, as well as being around other people as well that don't always take your mental health well-being seriously as well. So I know how taxing it can be. Oh, it's really nice that you guys are chatting in the chat as well. Um, it is a very, very, very supportive place. Um, and guys as well, Diesel's going to absolutely hate me for it, but if you aren't already and you want to join my Discord, I will get Diesel to put it into the Twitch chat and to the YouTube chat if he can get it in there as well. So you can join there as well. That's also another place that you can contact me, because I'm very aware that my Discord isn't on my socials. We have a nice little group there. I'm trying to build it up as well to try and get people on there, because not a lot of people always want to go on, Twitch or anything like that. I don't feel I can speak to Ollie about it as he's struggling, so I feel alone sometimes. I know what you mean, Sky. Sometimes when you see somebody that you would normally share things with, um, and you see that they're struggling, you don't want to burden them with what you're going through. But please do know that the Discord is there. The mental health section in the Discord is there if you want to share, or you can always DM me as well. Got to get back to work, guys, but really, really, really enjoyed having these mental health convos. I'll pop back if you guys are still on. Thank you, lovely. And thank you for popping in as well,
Thank
especially
you.
when you're at work. Hope we don't get you into trouble.
There's a Discord before you go.
Oh yeah, there's the Discord, everybody. So please do feel free to click the link as well, and join us in there. It is a very friendly place. There's many different sections in the Discord. There's a mental health section, chronic illness, a general one of sort of like photos and things like that as well. Oh, you're welcome, Sky. You're welcome. Anybody is welcome um to DM us and to Discord us or to Twitter, right? Yeah, tweet us.
Yeah, too many twit.
There's too many socials.
Too many twits.
We are always around. And we are there to help because we do understand it. I have to get back to work, but it was nice seeing you guys. Thank you, Valerie.
Thank you
And
for
I know
coming.
that you're working on Christmas, but I do hope that it's not a too taxing Christmas for you, and that you do manage to get a little bit of time to yourself, lovely. I miss my brother a lot too, especially this time of year. Yeah, I can imagine you do. I miss my grandparents who passed away very, very much, because Christmas was very, very much our thing. I'm sure that you're the same with your grandparents as well.
Yes.
I don't do Discord, but I appreciate it. Okay, Green, no worries, lovely. The invite's there anyway. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, Twitter is, or even Whisper on Twitch.
Yeah.
Are the other alternatives? I don't think we've got anything else to set up at the moment.
No, we just I've got Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I don't think there is a thing on YouTube that you can really talk. You can comment on
I think you can
videos.
message Pete.
I don't know. I'm not very big on the YouTube. I just upload videos on it really. I do have a Facebook page, guys. It is relatively new. So do feel free to go and hit that up if that's something that you'd like to join. I do post on there as well. Hey, Big Red Gamer, how you doing, lovely? Happy holidays and a Merry Christmas to you as well, lovely. How was your Christmas going? I haven't seen him in 2 years because of his mental health. Is he like is he under mental health care? Is that why you haven't seen him, Sky? Or is it because he's taken himself away from everything? I know that it can be difficult with mental health. Guys, as well, if you haven't subbed to my YouTube, please do, because all these videos most of the videos that I do get uploaded to YouTube. Um, and all of the podcasts are on there as well if you do want to look back on them. I think we've done one on social anxiety, we've done a general introduction one, and we done, what was the last one? Depression, wasn't it? So far. No, his mental health makes life impossible for him. Ah, it's really a shame. Some people find it harder to accept help. I know quite a lot of people that have fallen into the circle of not really being able to like get the help and that. It's okay over here, back on lockdown again, so Christmas Eve with just the wife and the puppy. Oh, I want to see the puppy.
Where you from, Big Red?
Big Red, if you're in my Discord, there is a pets section, and I would love to see your puppy. I really would love to see your puppy. And if anyone else has got any animals as well, please do feel free to put it in my pet section on Discord. I love seeing all the little kitty cats and the dogs. We've got I say a puppy, but he is a puppy. He's not even 2 yet, but he is massive. Our Labradoodle. We're in lockdown as well, Big Red. We've been in lockdown for ages now, but we went from tier 3 to tier 4 within a matter of like hours, wasn't it?
It weren't even ours. We skipped tier 3.
We were going into tier 3, and then all of a sudden we got the announcement that we were straight into tier 4. So it was a little bit of a shock. We were sort of like a couple of days before Christmas. It was like, you know, we can spend it with some of our family, and then all of a sudden it was nope, you can't even do that. So that really affected an awful lot of things.
An awful lot of people.
An awful lot of people.
Which is one of the reasons why we're doing this.
Yeah. He's only 20 and was let down a lot and feels like no one has helped him. He's my baby brother and I just want him back. When he says that he feels like nobody's helped him, is that like how trying to think how to say it. Is that his perception of it? Like, have people gone out of their way to help him, or is there something particular that he feels he needs? Sky, I shall send you a photo of my pup. She is a 2-year-old German Shepherd Husky mix. No, don't say that. That's Diesel's favourite dog. Her name is Malu.
Yeah, Pinkster Malu.
Malu.
I am from Canada. I apologise on missing out on your streams lately, guys. I don't apologise.
You don't need to apologise.
I don't apologise.
What counts is that you're supportive, and that we honestly don't mind. If people come, they come. If they don't, they don't.
We understand the time difference as well.
Time differences, or people just generally have their own lives, and we get that because we have that as well. Let me just have a look. When I have a look in my Discord, I really, really want to see this little puppy. You're going to see the change in Diesel if he sees this puppy. All right, I've got the section of pets open. Big Red, I want to see this puppy.
Getting ready.
We're ready. We are ready. I just opened my phone and got loads of messages on it. My bad. How is Sonic? How is Sonic doing? He looks so cute in his little baby groves, Sky. I'm hoping that the antibiotics are working for him now.
Oh.
No, it's true. Mental health services told him he wasn't bad enough for years, and finally he went into hospital. But then by then it was too late. He felt so let down that he didn't accept help. He was a very sad child and had a lot of issues. I protected him best as I could, but no one understood him. I suppose in a way, it's another thing I advocate for, because what I don't find that is acceptable is a lot of places don't give out help until you're at the stage that you feel that there's no return. And it shouldn't be like that. It should be about prevention. It shouldn't be wait until you get to the worst stage. And maybe that's why he felt let down, and maybe that's why he rejected the help. Because when he really did need it, um, they weren't there, and I can understand that because it similarly happened to me. So when I asked for help, when I realised that there's something wrong, I was told that I was on a waiting list. Um, and the waiting list was a minimum at that particular time for 6 months. I think it was 6 to 9 months, because I wasn't urgent, and this was after my trauma, and I told them that I desperately needed it, but didn't really emphasize how much I needed it. I guess maybe I don't know. So I was left until it got to the point where I hadn't slept for nearly 2 weeks. I was hallucinating, and I had very, very severe suicidal thoughts, and um, I was literally told that I needed help, or I would have to go under mental health services permanently for a while. And that then shook up the people that were telling me that I wasn't ill enough. But by then, to me, the damage was already done. And I was sort of the same as your brother in a way. It was sort of like, well, fuck you. Why didn't you, help me when I wasn't so bad? Why did you leave me until I got to this stage? So I can completely get what he means. But also I can very much emphasize with you, because it can be hard to um, know that you've protected him for that amount of time, and he doesn't want the help anymore because he feels let down. And that's not necessarily, by you, by anybody else, but it was by that particular mental health service. And it's hard for him to sort of maybe ask for that help now from family members, because he doesn't want to be let down again. But that's not your fault, Sky, and it's not anybody else's fault other than that mental health service. And I think it's absolutely disgusting that, like we said in the podcast, it takes one comment, it takes one dismissal from somebody, and it can ruin people's lives. And it's not just that person either; it can ruin the extended family's life as well. The waiting list for mental health is the hardest. I remember in 2015, I was on a waiting list for 2.5 years because I wasn't urgent. Probably was the darkest time of my life. Wow! 2.5 years. That's insane. God, I thought 9. You sing the
So
song.
I've got songs stuck in my head.
I thought 9 months was insane. But to be honest with you, Big Red, I was talking to somebody. It was a few months back now, and I was talking to somebody about waiting lists, and there was somebody that said when they were even at a suicidal stage, and they asked for help. I think they'd tried doing suicide once, maybe twice before, and they kept getting taken into hospital. And they were told that there was, I think it was a 6 or 7 year waiting list, because their books and stuff were so packed, and they weren't a severe case. Unfortunately, that person isn't any longer with us, because they didn't receive the help. And one of my advocates on Twitter advocates for that particular person under that particular person's name, as an organisation to help people in suicide, because it's just not on. They should. I know that that services and stuff are stretched, and I know that um like not everything can be done all at once, and there's going to be some sort of a waiting list and things like this. But this is where the medical facilities and companies and things like that should all pull together, and even employing more people, just to to see people through, because it doesn't do anyone good when they get to that level. And like I say, prevention is the biggest key, because if you can get people the help while they're at that level, and they don't get to the level of suicidal thoughts and that severity, then the waiting list won't be so long, because you're having to deal or rekindle what you could have sorted out earlier. Sonic is okay. He went to the vets today. It's healing very well, although the cone and grow have to stay on till Tuesday. He felt so let down. He felt so let down. He didn't want help. He felt beyond help. I worry he may not want to live anymore, and I'll lose my baby brother. He has executed function disorder, ADHD, dissociation disorder, attachment disorder, and more. I have to translate for him as a child because my mum would just shout at him. It would make him worse, so I had to sit down and calm down with him, and he would explain how he would feel. When I was at home, I used to tell the police for years I didn't want to live there. They told me I was a rebel against my parents, and the truth was I was wanting to hurt myself living there. No one rescued me. It's really awful that, again, another thing is the whole thing about is the police and that. I still think that in this day and age they should have mentally health trained police. I think it's disgusting that they don't. I could go on for a very long subject about that, but I won't, because I don't want to be particularly banned off of anything. But I do think that anyone that has a first response, whether that's ambulances, police, or anything like that, should be trained fully in mental health. And that goes for even people like teachers and things like that have like the first contact with young children, or teenagers and things like that. That's not right. If someone is asking for help, they should receive the help. Yeah, they should do, Big Red.
Would it be worth that if any of the people that are viewing this, YouTube or Twitter, that if you know someone is struggling and they can't get the help, to point them to Twitter's mental health advocates, not just you, just other advocates as well. Any YouTube videos you see on mental health, like the hell out of them, because it
It
on
brings up it
YouTube,
on
it
the
helps
news feed, doesn't
publicize
it?
the channels more.
Yeah, it's really important to share, even if it's not myself. But just if you see anybody's like mental health advocacy, if they're doing a petition, if they're doing a campaign or anything like that, it's really important, even if you just like it, because it then comes up on other people's news feeds that you follow. And somebody that isn't necessarily a type of person that's going to want to tell anybody they're suffering with mental health, even if it's like a "you're not alone" post or something like that, that they might happen to see on that day. I know that there's been plenty of tweets that I didn't even think would reach half the people that they have. And I've had people that haven't even followed me at the time come back and say, you saved my life with this tweet. And I felt really honoured. And then they've become really, really close friends of mine. And now follow me on it, and they always retweet, because they know that even that one like or retweet that they've seen through somebody else helped them, and they now want to help somebody else. And what was the phrase you used the other day, the passing it, was it passing it forward?
Yeah, passing it forward.
Yeah,
I've seen a couple of videos of like people passing it forward where someone would buy another one a cake that was behind them, or they saw the child. I think the video was the mother and son was too poor to buy a birthday cake, but the stranger,
didn't have enough money, did they, or something?
the stranger paid for the cake for this boy's birthday and told him to pay it forward. And 20 years later, it turned out 20 years later, the boy grew up to be a doctor and saved the bloke's life that paid for the cake.
Hmm.
But
So basically, the moral behind the thing is, if something has done you good, to pay it forward would be to share it maybe with somebody else that might be struggling. So maybe liking a tweet that could save somebody else's life.
yeah, we're not saying go out and spend money. Just even if it's free, you see someone need help cross the road, just help them.
Kindness is a massive thing. I advocate that an awful lot. Even if it's just picking up the phone and saying hi, or even sending a text, because I know that I'm not the best person for phone calls. I'm a terrible person for phone calls.
Even a letter through the
Um,
door.
or a letter through the door, or a note. Um, just that little bit of kindness can really, honestly, save a life. Um, I completely agree. Once you give the idea of no hope, you never know when you will see that person again. Yeah. I was stuck at home raising my brother and my sister, dealing with outbursts. I could never focus on my homework. My only rescue was my music, and still is today. I would never have made it without music, and that's sad that it's not a person that made me live. It's not sad, Sky, because music is something that a lot, and I mean a lot of people can relate to.
Mm-hmm. I did earlier.
Yeah. Diesel was dancing around the kitchen earlier.
Cooking and singing. Poor
So,
old Queen.
so all sorts of music. Um, we have very different tastes, but then we also have very similar tastes as well. So when he put Queen on earlier, I was dancing in the front room when he was dancing in the kitchen away from each other. But music definitely, yeah, green. Music definitely cures a lot of pain. But not only that, when you're having a good day, it speaks to you as well, and it can make you feel happy and loved. And I think it's just music is a big thing because it can touch your mental health, it can touch your soul, it can bring you however you're feeling at the time. It'll either comfort you or it will put a spring in your step, or um so I completely got what you mean. Hey Bodum, how you doing, lovely? I hope you both have a great Christmas, and I'm so glad I met you since streaming. Oh, thank you,
Thank you.
Bodum. You're absolutely amazing. I hope you have an amazing Christmas as well. So guys, anybody that has just joined, I've noticed that my viewership is going up and down. Trying not to look at it if I can, but I know that there's a few people that are probably lurking. This is a just chatting mental health check-in stream, just to say hi to anybody and everybody, and have a little bit of a community time where people can express how they're feeling, or just generally chat and come and say hi. I am Pinkster C. For anybody that doesn't know me, I hope that you do know me. But if you're new to my channel and don't follow me, that's who I am. I'm a mental health advocate as well as chronic illness, chronic pain, and trauma, amongst other things. And my partner, Diesel Dog Shane, also does the Pinksters podcast, as well as all of my, what do you call it? Analytics. Analytics?
No, overlays.
Overlays. What's analytics? You said analytics the other day.
Analytics. It's concurrent viewers. It's all the technical stuff behind it, like followers.
Yeah, so he does all
stream stuff.
All of my stream stuff for me. I'm not very good at stream stuff. I'm the person that just comes and talks. And if something goes wrong, I call Diesel. It makes me feel loved and happy. Just got to give Sonic his antibiotics. Okay, lovely, no problem. Growing up, I dealt with a lot of bullying in elementary school and high school, and I also dealt with a lot of verbal abuse at home from multiple stepdads. The only escape I had was video games, and still is today. Honestly, is my main reason. Main reason to stream, to help people escape.
I know exactly how you feel.
So I'll let you in on a little secret, Red. When I first started my advocacy, I've only been a streamer
2 years. 2 years.
No, it's not even been 2 years. It's been about a year.
No, we started on Dio a while ago.
It's not been any more than a year and a half. I know that. Because it's only been about a year since said person left.
Hmm.
So it's been about a year and a half. I started on D Live, but before I started streaming, I wasn't overly interested in streaming at the beginning, but I used to game a lot. Things like Call of Duty and um on my Xbox, and I was doing this advocacy, and um I don't even know what sparked the conversation, but myself and Diesel started having a conversation, and he started talking to me about how um we were talking about stigmas, I think, and about how people stigmatize people that like to game a lot. And then we went on to conversation about how he uses it to get an escape, like you just said. And then I related as well, and I said that obviously I don't stream, but I use gamers as an escape. And then a few days later, Diesel
Just
was
watching a
watching
streamer.
another streamer, and he had to go and do something, and he left his phone with me.
I went to play the game with him and just went to talk to him.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, yeah. He went to join in the game, but he couldn't do because he had the chat open on his phone, but he wanted to join in on the game. So he gave me the phone and was like, "Can you chat on my behalf?" And I was like, "Okay." A little bit nervous, I
Just
don't,
chat to him under my name.
I don't know who it is, sort of thing. And then I realised, I introduced myself as Diesel's missus, um, and I started talking. And then in the stream, I'm a type of person that I just talk my mind. Um, can be good thing, can be a bad thing. um, but we ended up chatting about um, that a lot of streamers again use it as an escape, and um, the Alexa going off. Sorry, my Alexa's going off. Um, yeah, so we started talking, and then I decided that wanted to try to stream, but I wasn't very confident with the camera, because I suffer with BDD, which is body dysmorphic disorder, which is basically, for anybody that don't know, it's an extreme anxiety disorder where I see things wrong with myself, um, whether that's my body image, um, physically, mentally, things like that. There's a lot more to it, but that's just the generalized thing. So I never liked going on camera, and I was then worried that that would impact it. But then I met a lot of different streamers that I used to watch, and then realized that there was a common um,
Denima. Didn't it?
theme
Yeah.
going. We go with theme. That a lot of people used um, streaming or gaming as an escape, and then I decided to bring my awareness over to D Live at the time. I then decided to go to Mixer, and Mixer decided to say goodbye very abruptly. And then I came to Twitch, and I've stayed here, and Twitch has become my little home, or mine and Diesel's little home. And um, yeah, so we advocate on here. We do these little mental health check-ins. We do our podcast, which has been a new thing, but I also do gaming as well. But I talk to people, and anybody that follows me is always reminded that that the chat is a safe place, and if they do want to chat to me why I'm playing a game or whatever, that it's okay to do that as well. So I can completely get that, Big Red. I was also bullied in little school. So
Secondary school.
yeah, Diesel was secondary school. I had a little bit in high school, but it was more so at the end of little school and at the beginning of high school that I had. Hey Jace, hey CJ, how you doing? Happy holidays to you, lovely. So I completely get that. We will be doing a podcast in the new year on bullying as well. So do feel free to come by or watch that video when it's up. So sorry to hear that you went through that, and I'm glad that you found something that helped you.
It's a big red. I'm seeing where we got up done.
Uh,
Yeah.
oh, there. Yep. Thank you, my friend. It's still something I struggle with to get past. and it's mainly still there causing PTSD. I have PTSD, lovely. Or I have CPTSD, so I have PTSD from a number of different traumas. So I can relate to that. Yes, fine. I'm now
5 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm now seeking therapy once again to overcome. I am, however, in a much safer place. That is really good that you're in a much safer place, lovely. Um, I I can relate to having things like the flashbacks and everything um on there. So I had counselling when I was a lot younger. Counselling for me, in my opinion, didn't overly help me, and um it helped in some ways, but it didn't help in a lot of other ways. And I found that when I went through my rape and abuse, um, that when I went through, because I had intense therapy for 2 years that I was offered because of how bad I was. Um, and through that 2 year period, I managed to cover pretty much 90% of not just that particular trauma, but traumas from sort of childhood up. And it really did help. I do a, I know that they say it's a long wait, Big Red, but it for me, the therapy part of it was really worth it for me, because I managed to open a lot of things that I'd suppressed and I didn't know. Um, I just wish that there was some quick fix to be able to get therapy sessions out for people quicker. But then I also know that if anything's worth doing, it's not worth doing it quickly because I want to get this right. And I'm hoping at some stage that I'll find a way to help people access therapy as well. Gonna listen and lurk at work. I'm here for these convos. Thank you, Devil. I really appreciate it. They are really important conversations. And I find that a lot of people feel uncomfortable with them, which is fine. But I try to be as open and honest as I can. I try to put myself out here. And to be honest with you, if you'd seen me about a year ago, I was frightened about even being on the camera. I did. If you're on my YouTube and you go back on my YouTube, there is a face reveal video that I did do. I think it was probably about a year ago now. Um, maybe about 6 months ago. I'm not entirely sure on the time scale, but I hated with a passion being on camera. I still um don't like it, if I'm honest. I cover everything so I can't see. All I can see is chat. And I try not to look at it as much as I can, and I try to self-care after, because it does, even streaming does take a lot out of me. Um, so I was bullied in high school, hurt but my hurt started when I was born, sadly. I never recovered from that damage. Yeah, I know what you mean, Sky. The things that early on we carry with us. I mean, I know that I carried a lot of um things that come from my childhood, and I still carry them even today. There are multiple things that I carry today, and even most recent, even up to the last couple of days, when something was brought up by a said member. Um, so sometimes it's not even ourselves that don't want to recognize it. It's other people, the narcissistic people that bring things up. And I've learned now in my way to step back from those people, to self-care, and to um if what that said person had said to me, the same thing, a year ago or whatever, I would be the one that would be apologizing, and things like that. But do you know what? I know I didn't or haven't done anything wrong. Um, I know that they're trying to make me feel bad. So I had my say. I did have a mental breakdown. Diesel was very supportive of it, but I didn't react to said person because that's what they wanted. Um, I reacted silently, along with, you know, the support of the people that mattered to me at the time. Um, and I feel a lot better, if I'm honest, because I know that I didn't give that person what it was that they wanted. Um, so that they say that um, it's all within the reaction of the person, but silence is also a reaction, um, and some people can't handle silence, and it can turn out to be a very powerful thing, especially for a narcissistic person. Um, Thank you. I'll try to focus on the good things in my life, but sometimes things bring back things from the past, and I find myself having to face it again. If that makes sense, yeah, yeah, completely makes sense. You are doing a great thing here, Pinkster. You will do great things. Thank you, lovely. I have a few projects that are beginning for 2021. I can't really specify any of them at the moment because they're all in
Works.
the works. Yeah, they're all in the trial stage. But I'm really hoping that if some of them do pull together, that there's going to be some amazing projects, campaigns, and things like that out there. And I absolutely can't wait to share it with you guys. So yeah, I completely know what you're feeling. When my depression kicks in, I honestly feel like it's a film reel of all the sad and traumatic events in my life, and I just can't shut off. Yeah, do you get flashbacks, Big Red, as well? Like with your PTSD, do you get like the flashbacks with it? Um, I know that I get them terribly, as well as nightmares as well.
Green something's got to head out.
Where's that? Oh, I've got to head out. I really enjoyed being here. I hope everyone has a great Christmas Eve and Christmas. You guys are the best. If you're feeling down, keep your head up and remember, one day at a time. Have a good one. Thank you, Green.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, lovely. I appreciate that. I'm pleased to keep in contact, lovely. Absolutely loved you being here. They thought me being adopted would give me a happy life. Sadly, that was very untrue. From sexual abuse as a baby, neglect to more neglect and no help, it caused so much damage. Sadly, a lot of that could have been prevented if the social services had been alerted by the police when things weren't working. I think a lot of the time, Sky, that people get let down by n- lack of communication between services, which is another thing that needs to be brought up with it. I'm really sorry that you had to go through that. Um, there's been a lot in and out of like things that are said about the police, said about social services and stuff, and obviously I can't comment on said things because the video being on YouTube and also live streaming it to both at the moment. But when you feel like you've been let down, it's a really hard and difficult thing to cope with. Um, and I've been let down by certain people like that as well. That again I can't go into because of it. So I can completely relate to that. Merry Christmas, Green. Ah, Big Red Gamer. That is the worst feeling for me. It's like a film replaying in my head, and when it starts, I can't stop. So sorry for what you went through and are going through. Wish there was more that we could do to help. Devil, the best thing that a lot of people can do is what we're doing now, and that's talking to people that feel alone, allowing people to talk and have a space that they're not judged. So I think you're all doing amazing. The fact that you're here and you're chatting to each other, you're supporting each other, and that's what Pinkster's awareness community is about. That's what the movement's about. It's about bringing people together, um, and not having the judgment there, accepting people for who they are, and supporting everybody. And that's the reason that I set it up, because I didn't want anyone going through either things that I've been through or things I haven't been through, and feeling alone, because I know that the feeling alone part was probably the worst part for me. on it. Yes, I do get flashbacks. Makes me shut off from the world. I've even cancelled streams because of it. Yes. I've cancelled many a stream because of it. Big Red.
Big Red, I get quite anxious about a lot of things, and I cancel streams because of it. I can set everything up, go to push the stream button, and then it's something clicks, and I just can't do it. Can't push the button.
You do that quite a lot, don't you?
I do.
With,
Even chatting to people, I get quite anxious about that as well.
Flashbacks for me are pretty much quite similar to what you've got. When I have a day that I have flashbacks, or I've had a really bad night with flashbacks, I find that I want to shut myself away from reality, because in that moment in time, I can't focus on anything else other than, to me, trying to stop, like you say, that reel of film continuously going around in my head. So I can completely get that. Thank you, Devil. You are doing a lot by listening and making me not feel so alone on the things that I've been through. Exactly. Same goes for me too. I ended up being let go to home after a meltdown at my last job. That's awful. They shouldn't do that. It if you meant that the job let you go, that's really bad. Again, my excuse me, my petition that is on Twitter is about getting education not only into schools and colleges, but into workplaces again. Merry Christmas, Anne. How you doing, lovely? I look, somebody that remembers you by your
Yeah.
name. Yeah, so it's to get the education into workplaces, because a lot of places I know are trying to get the mental health officers in, but I feel that the training needs to be added into places like that as well, because people that are at work and that have, mental health breakdowns or finding it difficult, they need that support, and it's not there, and people end up losing their job. Excuse me. It's not their fault, you know. Exactly, same goes for me too. I ended up being let go from home. Oh, I've read that one.
My sister's worse off, unfortunately, and it may be why she's the way she is, Pinkster. It's one of the reasons, no matter what I am there, no matter what I am. Oh,
No matter what, I'm there, as we went through so much pain together, and hers was worse. Yeah, I know what you mean. It is good that you're there, and I think that matters. Even though she might not show it, and she might have a go at you, and things like that. Because I know that we've spoke about your sister and that, Sky. A lot of people find it hard to show appreciation and love, and I know that deep down, if she doesn't show it, she does appreciate the fact that you're there for her. I ended up quitting back in March because they were also bad for my mental health. I've been unemployed since, but honestly, I do not regret leaving that toxic place. There have been times when I get ready to start streaming, I become more tense, and when something happens last second, I have snapped too. I have left toxic workplaces. One in particular. I was a lot younger. It was one of my first office jobs at the time when I was younger, and one of the supervisors thought that he could pretty much do anything, and I made a complaint about it, and because I was basically told, because I was basically an office, what's the word, lackey, yeah, that I had no place to complain, and 90% of it was male orientated, so I was told to get on with it or to leave, and as you can imagine, made me feel very awkward, and that so I can get that having to leave toxic places. Totally agree with you on that.
Sorry, Big Red, I just sent you a follow.
Devil TV. Be right back. Okay, lovely. I was like, what's BRB? I'm having one of them moments. My last job commented on my self-harm and made me feel worse. They wouldn't let me wear long sleeves. They have said I can go back, but I don't want to because it upsets me. I am so sorry that happened to you and felt that you couldn't stay there. I think that's very unreasonable for them, Sky. If you feel self-conscious about your arms and that, and you want to wear long sleeves, I think that they should make allowances. I don't blame you for not wanting to go back if they're like that. Big Red said on there that I don't know if you saw because you was sending him a follow. He said that there's been many times when I was ready to start streaming, it became more intense when something happens last second and I snap.
Yeah. One of the things I do during stream that I never noticed until Pinkster made me aware of
Realise.
it was I go quite a bit. And you may hear it during this, but I have no idea why I do that. I put it down to my anxiety, but
I don't actually think that it picks it up on it because when I've watched some of yours back, it doesn't. I think because we got that mesh thing.
it's a program that I use.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Because of the computer we got a program called Broadcast, which is NVIDIA, and you're meant to be able to have things like a leaf blower right next to the mic, blowing full air conditioning units, and that you should still be able to talk, and it doesn't.
Is
pick
that why
up.
it doesn't pick up the phone when it rings?
Yeah, it cuts it out.
Oh.
Quite a cool program.
I don't know for a lot of people that probably watch me, because I get nervous and that I usually have a pen that I play with, which I don't have at the moment. All right, yeah, that was.
Or say
I say quite a lot. So in my videos and that you'll probably notice the word I was actually I can't remember what
you're joking
was it?
about.
It was a podcast, wasn't
Yeah.
it? When we was watching it back just to make sure that the sound was okay. We ended up watching the whole thing, and we made a joke, didn't we, about one of these days I'm gonna watch a video and we're gonna set up a counter to see how many times I actually say the word
do that and it'll plus it every time I push a button. I'm sitting.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna be really aware of it now. It's gonna be my thing. It's gonna be like a meme or something. But yeah, I do that when I get nervous. I'm trying not to do it now. It was very hard and it makes me not want the job as I feel like they just judge. My sister has followed in our birth mother's footsteps. Her drinking scares me as have lost a lot of family to liver failure. I don't blame you, Sky, for not wanting to go back. Sorry, I'm really trying hard not to say now. Stop it. It's not professional, Diesel. Yeah, so it does sound like they sorry, Sky. I really am trying, but he's laughing now. It's making me do it as well.
Don't blame me.
Well, this is turning into a completely different just chatting, isn't it? Oh, thank you for the raid, JC. Wow. Party of 14. That's amazing. Oh, I've lost YouTube. Where's YouTube gone? Click something. It's the shock of being raided. There we go. I'm going to tell you to get off this stream with everything.
Thank you for the follow, Shadow Zombie.
Oh, thank you for the follow. Okay.
Oops.
You're making me laugh, which is a goof. How are you doing, CJ? I haven't seen you for ages. Thank you so much for the follow, Shadow. So, sorry, Sky. So, I'm going to go back to what I'm saying. So, guys, this is a mental health stream. It's also Sky's laughing. What's happening? Hey, Milo, how you doing?
I just broke YouTube.
I don't know. I think we've done something. So everybody's laughing at me because I just basically explained that when I have um high anxiety, I tend to say the word quite a lot, and now I can't stop myself saying it because I'm even more anxious because Diesel's laughing and everybody's picking up on it. So the judgment does seem like it was their Sky. They shouldn't have made you um not been allowed to wear the long sleeves. So I think you're in fully in your right not to go back there. I'm trying really hard to be serious now and it's just not working. So yes, Sky is laughing at me, Mello. I hope you're well. Please stop it, Diesel. Let's go. I'm doing well. You are too. I am doing really well. I am doing really well. We started a podcast a little while ago, CJ. It's over on my YouTube channel. So my socials are all around us as well, guys. So do feel free to look into all of that as well. For anybody that is new here in the raiding, I am Pinkster C. I'm a mental health, chronic illness, and chronic pain, as well as trauma advocate. My main advocacy is on Twitter. I'm really trying hard not to say it. Is on Twitter, and we also have things on things like Instagram. Facebook is relatively new, but I also have a YouTube channel as well. So do feel free to follow. Big Red says thank you for the follow, Diesel.
Nice.
Merry Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve to you too, CJ. Yeah, so guys, for anybody as well that doesn't know, this is my partner, Diesel Dog Shane. He comes on my Just Chatting streams now with me, just to make sure that I'm not feeling too anxious, although he's not doing a very good job at the moment because he's making me more anxious.
I'm doing nothing now.
um
CJ jumped over to YouTube.
Oh, thank you for being on my YouTube, CJ. Hi. So he also does my Pinksters podcast as well, so he's my co-host. Do feel free to go over to Diesel Dog Shane and send him a follow as well. He's had to restart his streaming community as he lost his password for his original, which really sucked. Hi. That's just awful. I'm so sorry. Your family don't understand your mental health. What have I missed? Sorry, Big Red. Let's go back. The worst thing is I had to lie to my family and say that they laid me off. My family would never understand my mental struggles on leaving a toxic environment. The place was very demeaning. You got talked about a lot, treated like garbage from the staff, and even when you were within your rights, you were treated like complete garbage. Many times I would come home in tears to my wife, wanting to end my life because of this place. That is awful. That is really, really bad, Red. To be honest with you, I'm glad. I'm glad that you left it. It's very sad that
That's CJ said Pac-Man Ghost.
it's very sad that your family don't understand, but I can completely get that. So I have some family members that understand, but I also have a lot of family members that really, really don't understand, and go as far as to criticize me. They can be quite nasty. A lot of them, or a few of them, are narcissistic and have caused trauma to me as well, and say that they don't believe in mental health. So they're not very supportive, but I do have Diesel Dog Shane's family that were very, very, very supportive. He's very lucky, and I'm very lucky to have them as well. They're not that bad. They are a lot better than some of my family. Just racing some F1 at the moment. How's your streaming going, Milo? Are you still streaming? I do remember that you said about me going on F1, but I can't drive a car to save my life.
That'll be soon, Mello. Trust me, that will be soon.
Thank you for the follow, Diesel. Oh, I read that one. Yep, some popcorn. I love popcorn. Love popcorn. Now comes the question, Shadow. Is it sweet or is it salty popcorn? This is going to be the deciding vote. Or toffee.
Say that.
Got in there first. That's just awful. I'm sorry about your family that don't understand your mental health struggles and having to leave a toxic environment. That's bad. And treating you like garbage is bad. I am sorry that you felt like wanting to end your life. It is hard when people don't understand um, the reasons that you do things. But sometimes I find that, it doesn't matter if they don't understand, as long as the people that are the very closest to you that you rely on understand. What's on his t-shirt? Sorry, it caught my eye. Pac-Man ghosts. Yeah, I brought that a little while ago for you, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's a Pac-Man top. He's wearing today. Uh, it's just not fair. The only support I have is my wife, and she full supported me in leaving the place. My family has this mindset of I've got to be a man and suck it up, or you're not a man if you cowered away.
I tweeted something about this the other day, didn't I?
Yeah, yeah. I very much advocate for men's mental health, as well as women's. I'm very much um have a very open dynamic with it, and I don't like, I hate when people use the man up thing.
Mm.
It causes so many suicides and suicidal thoughts and things like that. And I'm really sorry that your family's like that, Big Red, because I know that my family are very much like, you're being a coward, you're hiding away, and things like that, and they don't understand. I was agoraphobic for about 18 months um, after my trauma of my rape, and um, they couldn't understand why I couldn't go
Mm.
outside. Um, and I was told to get over it. I was told to get over it and pretty much man up actually, and go outside. And one of my family members actually tried to force me to go outside, and I had an absolute mental breakdown in front of them. And it wasn't until that point that person, only at that point, unfortunately, because once the visual um trauma of how they treated me had gone, they went back to the same persona. But at that time, they understood what they did. Traumatized me from trying to take me out of my place at the time. He's not streaming at the moment. He's not been in the mood. That's fair enough, Sky. Um, Big Red and Diesel and me, and anybody that has mental health understands that um sometimes you just need a break, to be honest with you. But even if he wants to game, and we've got the same
I do.
game, we'll play with him.
Yeah.
We got absolutely no problem with that. Diesel often, even when on times that he's gone to press live, and he's not managed to do it, he'll just sit there and he'll game.
I have to.
Yeah,
Otherwise, the next day I'm moody as anything.
yeah.
Which is most days.
Sweet popcorn or caramel popcorn, to be exact. Yummy. Sweet and toffee or caramel are my favourites. I can't stand salty popcorn. Ooh. I don't mind other things like salt and vinegar, like things, but not
Ooh.
in popcorn.
Sorry, I just remember got salt and vinegar Pringles.
Once you pop.
Yeah, I popped ages ago.
It really isn't fair. I'm glad that you have your wife. She sounds amazing. I fully get that my family used to tell me I had to grow up. The police have many times told my partner the same, that he needs to man up and suck up. It's horrible. Men experience depression, etc., and it's not a weakness, and people shouldn't say differently. Definitely.
Sky, if you ever need to speak to someone else, my DMs are open. Pinkster's DMs are open.
We're always there, guys, even if it is, like Christmas Day that's coming up. Yes, we are with the loved ones we're allowed to be with. But the DMs are always there. I access my DMs through multiple platforms all the time. Never feel that you're a burden or that you can't come and talk to me. I had somebody only today come and talk to me that they'd only actually just met me, but they felt that they could come and talk to me, and they apologized about talking to me, and I said, don't be silly, it's there, and I say it's there for a reason, so please just, use it if you need to, but don't feel obliged that you have to. Thanks, Pinkster. We'll let him know, although he mainly plays F1 at the moment. F1's not really my game, but I know Diesel plays
I like racing games, but
racing games.
F1, watching F1 I find boring, but playing it might be different. So
I mean, I can always try it, but I'm not very good at driving games. I don't mind a bit of GTA, things like that, where I can sort of pretend that I'm driving normally. I still end up crashing the cars and things like that. But I'm not very good at the racing points of it.
like for me, I'm a 6'1", 280-pound bearded Canadian, and here I expected to be a manly man and not be a
A
bitch.
B?
Bitch.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You can say it, that's fine. I've got 18 plus on it, so it's fine.
The minute I don't know a thing, I'm known as an idiot.
Useless and
Yes.
basically talk down to me and tell me to shave my beard. That's horrible. I don't care how tall, how much you weigh, or anything like that. Nobody should treat you like that at all. Not anybody should treat you like that.
No.
It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what you sound like. What your mental health's like or anything like that. People should be kind, and I am the biggest advocate, especially on Twitter, but the biggest advocate for kindness. I don't believe that anybody should be so nasty to somebody because, like I said on one of my podcasts, one comment can mean somebody's life, and it's just it gets to me because there's just no need for people to be nasty. Kindness should be something that should be spread. He just popped on, bless him.
Oh, it actually popped off.
He pops on. Well, he might have done. He might have done.
I haven't had beer yet.
Fifth out of 13 in my league at the moment.
Cool.
Is that good?
That's racing. Yeah, he's fifth.
Oh.
Fifth out of how many races?
I would be 23rd probably out of 13. I'm terrible. And I get to the stage that I can't even finish a race either because I end up laughing my head off because I'm doing really bad and I'm like trying to reverse, but I end up hitting walls and I can't do it. I'm terrible. Give me a farming game or Call of Duty or anything like that, and I can do it. But racing, I'm terrible at. Absolutely awful. That shouldn't be the normal for talking down to somebody like that.
Or talking it.
Yeah.
So I'm in that kind of mood now.
That's not fair. We are all here and support you, and it's unfair that people treat you like that. You are brave and strong. Mental health is hard, and to keep fighting is brave. Main issue for me is I can't see my kids and haven't for 2 years nearly. I miss them.
Yeah.
That's awful. I couldn't imagine, you know, how that would make you feel. And I suppose that around this time of year is probably in particular as well really bad for you as well, Milo. It's awful and so sad. It's a stigma that needs to end. Yes, most definitely. It is, Sky. And again, it is part of my advocacy to end the stigmas around how people treat you, to your gender or size, all of that. Thank you all for the love and kind words. Much love to you all. Big loves to you back as well, Big Red. I really appreciate you being in here. It's been fantastic you being in here.
I tried to see them, but no luck. Unfortunately, court is the only way now, but I'm struggling to do it and go forward with it.
What is it you're struggling with, Milo, for courts? Is it the turning up, or is it the fault of it not going right, or just men suffer with mental health too? It's nothing to be ashamed of. No, it's not. It's definitely not anything to be ashamed of. If anything, it's something to be proud of. I feel, because if you're a normal person and you're still here, then that's something to be proud of too. But when you're having to deal with mental health day in, day out, with your thoughts and your feelings around it have been so intense all the time, and you're still here, and you're still talking about it and you're still trying to help other people, you're still showing kindness, that is amazing to me. 100 million% it's amazing because it's so taxing, and it's so easy to give up. And I'm so glad that all of you are here, if I'm honest. Um, I've have we read that one? Yeah.
I've got your backs too if you need a chat.
Oh, thank you, lovely. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. I really, really do appreciate that. We don't have any money, sadly, to go to court.
Yeah.
The fault of it not going right. My little girl isn't biologically mine, so I can't fight for her. That's why I'm scared about I can only fight for my two boys. Oh, jeez. That's harsh. See, I think as well, if you're a step parent and you've brought that child up, I think that there should be a way that you're able, even like obviously probably not, parental responsibility, I get that. And obviously without going too in depth again, because obviously it's live stream and it'll be a recorded video. Um, you know, if you've done nothing wrong, and you love that child, I feel that you should still be able to have some sort of contact, especially if you've got, their brothers, as part of it as well. It's though, but that's how the system works. But but my ex will claim I wasn't her step parent, and then it'll get ugly. She's already told me that. Wow, she sounds like a lovely person. Happy holidays, Nightmare. How you doing, lovely?
Give me a sec.
Yes, fine. The mum is horrible and has said a lot to hurt both of us. The little girl calls him daddy. That's awful. So she's basically she's happy for you to sort of allow her to call you daddy, but then won't allow you to have contact. And I think that is very narcissistic. Sky and Milo. Oh, I love you too, Nightmare. I'm good, thank you. How's your Christmas going, guys? Can I just say, that Diesel Dog will be back in a minute. He's been a bit triggered by a few conversations that we're talking about. So just bear with him when he does come back. He's okay, but like many, I just want to do the trigger warning as well. Please do self-care after you've been in the stream with me, guys, as well. Pretty good. Are you Christmas ready, Nightmare? Not long to go now. But according to her, her new partner is now stepdad, and I am not a stepmom and having nothing to do with them. Ollie has tried so hard to see them. That's awful. So she's basically using them as a tool, then, isn't she? Really? That's awful and extremely hard. So I don't blame you. You okay, Diesel? Okay. It's not nice when things go sour in family units and that. Oh, Mello, what's wrong? And as he's not on the birth certificates, it's made it worse. I can imagine. Huh? Is that something you want me to say? Diesel can relate, Mello. So not many of you know, but Diesel has two children by previous partner, and he hasn't seen them in 3 years now. Again, the same as Mello. He's not on the birth certificates, and he didn't have the money to fight in court for her just to keep saying that she wouldn't allow him to. He's okay. He's taken a moment. He might come back in a minute. I remembered you mentioned something a while back about his kids. Yeah. it's very difficult, and unfortunately, people like that plan the fact of not putting them on the birth certificate, because then that gives them the leverage.
I'm back.
Uh, and with my youngest just being adopted, it makes Christmas harder. I can imagine it does, Mellow. I didn't know that she'd actually got adopted out. I think the last that I heard from you was that they weren't allowing you to have your youngest. So I'm sorry to hear that she ended up getting adopted out. That's horrible. I'm sorry, Diesel. Red Gamer said.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was control in this case. Yeah, it's control in Diesel's case as well. She didn't like the fact that the children got along with me very, very well. That they didn't want to leave Diesel and didn't want to go home a lot of the time. And she couldn't face that. So in the end,
She got
it
really horrible.
it boiled down to her being extremely nasty, and taking his kids away. Yeah, she's now with the adopters on trial period. It will all be confirmed in March. So do you not get to see her at all now, Mello? Like, because it's an adoption, or is she in foster? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Do feel free, guys, to ask any questions as well. We're more than happy to chat and that.
No
Guys, just to let you know, that was actually apple juice.
She lies. No contact. I'll get to meet the doctors when COVID is over to give me some closure. Yeah, unfortunately, his ex is the same, and she didn't want me involved, but I have been around the kids.
I don't get some people that don't want or don't like the idea of having extra support for their children. It blows my mind. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's extra support and extra love for your children. But jealousy and things like that often end up playing a part. And if they're already narcissistic people, then it just gives them something to fuel. I'm terribly sorry, but I have to get going. It's almost 5 p.m. and completely forgot to get the supper out for me and my wife. Okay, Big Red, no worries,
Thank you for
lovely.
coming.
Thank you so much
And
for coming.
you don't want to upset the wife. A happy wife is a happy life.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for sharing as well. Big Red, I hope you
Thank you.
have a very Merry Christmas, lovely. And do feel free to DM me, Discord me, whatever. Please don't ever feel alone. We are all here with you, and I appreciate you coming by as well. To show some support on the
Excuse me.
stream. Well said, Diesel. What did you say?
Happy life is
Oh,
a happy wife is
happy
a
wife.
happy life.
He lives by that motto.
Yeah.
By that motto. I'm losing my words now. Melai. Lovely being able to talk with you. Yeah, guys, if you don't follow Big Red already, please do. He's an amazing person. And I thank him so much for being in here. Yes, indeed, Diesel. Merry Christmas to all you lovely people. Much love from Canada. Much love from the UK, lovely. I hope you have a really nice dinner. And I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. And I hope to see you around a lot more. Oh, thank you, Mello. Thank you for following
Thank you,
Big
Mello.
Red. Yeah, sadly, she has had lots of guys around the kids, but I have been around for 2 years and she still treats me like crap. Yeah. Yeah. I completely relate to that. I mean, I do adore Diesel's children. And it was very much shown. And I just don't think that she liked the fact that they didn't want to go home and that they preferred, they preferred to
Stay.
stay with Diesel. It's amazing how similar some of our situations are. Yeah, it is definitely. But that's the whole reason we do these chats and things like that. because a lot of people feel alone. Um, but in reality, even though they're not identical situations, people can relate because people are going through similar things, and that's what's important because it makes you not feel as alone. Um, and the worry is when we have kids, she will kick off even more, all control. What? Why do you think she'll kick off even more? Do you mean that she's going to turn it around and say like because Melo's not seeing the others, sort of thing? Um, Diesel's very much been at the raft of her narcissism. She's not a very nice person, is she?
No, not just her though; it's her mother as well.
Yeah. She'll turn it against us because she says he hasn't bothered with
He hasn't bothered with his,
40.
but bothered with ours.
Yeah, she probably will if I'm honest. But the thing that you two have got to pull together is the fact that um you two are in love with each other, and if you create, a baby or babies, um, that they will be very much loved, and that it will just be put through as jealousy because she knows in her heart, whether or not she admits it, that she's the reason why everything's fallen apart, and why the kids don't see Mello. Um, and she probably finds that in her own mental health quite a hard thing to grasp, but it will never be admitted. You're just gonna say something.
No,
I thought you was gonna say
no, no.
something.
Well, sorry.
That's all right. I thought you was gonna say something. Um, you want to say anything?
No, no. You've been doing fine.
Been doing okay. I just thought I'd check. I do have a tendency to overtalk, so I just wanted to make sure that
But I
I'm
always let my kids see their dad no matter what, and I will never stop him. She can't. She
she hasn't.
hasn't given him chances. She says she always will.
She
She
always
always
has
has
to be there.
when she sees them because only she can look after them.
So in other words, she wants to have the control why he's around to make him feel awkward and things like that. It's definitely a control thing, Sky.
Yes.
100% that is a control thing. I refuse to let her be there, hence the situation. I don't blame you because it is literally a control thing. She doesn't have to be there. If she's that concerned that you're not going to look after the kids properly, then surely a contact center or something like that would be okay. I can't be there when he sees them. Some people just, I don't understand. I really don't understand. Um, Hey Devil, welcome back, lovely.
WB. Too many rules and regulations, all to suit her.
Yeah, yeah. They do tend to like their rules and regulations, and everything evolves around them. That's narcissistic people in general. How you been, Devil? Thanks for coming back, lovely. We are still here, holding strong.
Strongish.
Strongish, yeah. Did I miss out on much? We're on the subject of narcissistic exes and
Kids.
not being able to see children. I'm good, almost out of work. We like being almost out
My
of
mum
work.
and dad can't even. Let me point it out.
I was just gonna say on the thing up here, it just needs to move across a little bit. My OCD, it's over that. Not now, obviously, because we're streaming, but I just noticed.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it become a video editing
Oh, you could edit it on video.
stream.
Sorry, guys. I was just saying to Diesel, I've just noticed on my overlay something. I have OCDs on things, and I've just noticed something. And yeah, uh, where have I got to? My mum and dad can't even see them either. See, that's something
It's another thing.
I don't agree with, because Diesel's family are not allowed to see him either, are they? She
No.
said that even though she was stopping Diesel seeing them, that the wider family could see them, and then Diesel's parents, when they've approached her to see the children, have been told basically where to go. Excuse me. So, um, yeah, and none of his family get to see him either, so you can relate to that one. Um, oh damn!
Someone else is back.
Hey Valerie, how you doing, lovely?
Won't work out what. It's on my page.
Well, you missed out on Pinkster's laughing moment earlier. No, don't do it again, Sky. Don't do it again. Yes, you did miss out on my laughing thing. And we were talking about we're talking about being nervous on stream, and Diesel was talking about how he does like a yeah, that sound. If you could hear it, I don't know if you can hear it on stream. He sort of does like an inhale sound. And then I made the mistake of saying that this one time when I was watching back a stream, that I realised that one of my anxiety coping mechanisms is when I say and I then got into trying to talk back normal and realised how much I was saying it, and then Diesel started laughing and everyone was laughing, and yeah, doing well, hun. Oh, I'm glad you're doing well, lovely. I'm glad that you're back as well. You couldn't stay away.
As a father
I love this combo. As a father separated from my child's mother and now with someone else. Oh, hold on, I've missed something here. Have I missed something?
Hold on. Oh. I miss my channel as well. My mum and dad can't even see them either. Damn. Well, we missed out.
How long haven't you do you see your children, Devil? And my dad has terminal cancer, kidney failure, and all sorts of other issues, so that it makes it even harder because the doctors can't say how much he has long left. That's got to be really, really, really harsh,
Yeah.
Mellow. Sorry, I'm trying not to say it.
Come on, serious.
I'm trying to be serious. It's your fault. My couple of my family members have gone through cancer, so I can relate on that ground. And Diesel has a very elderly grandparent who is dying to see her great grandchildren and can't because the mother stopped him seeing them. So can relate to that. That's a good sound. What the he does it quite a lot actually, but he didn't actually realise he did it until I said, like, do you know that you're doing that? It I caught him doing it on a stream and thought he was thirsty, which is why I originally pointed it out. So I offered him a drink and then realised that he didn't actually know he was doing it. So it was sort of like awkward.
A little secret, Devil. One of my little coping mechanisms to do that I do off stream, usually on my own in the kitchen or in the bathroom, or when no one else is around, is I beatbox. And I got to a point at some stage I didn't realise I was beatboxing before I got with Pinkster.
He's actually a very, 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 very good
don't
beatboxer. You
I'm
are.
rubbish. I'm rubbish.
Yeah, I think he's good.
I've managed to keep it in for the most part, but I do it just going around the house and that.
Yeah.
And so it's a sound. I just generally make sounds as I walk around. Getting old, that is.
Yeah, I sort of know when he's having an anxious moment because I'll hear him from another room beatboxing and so sort of like, okay, I'll carry on doing my own sort of thing. Even when we don't see them, it's horrible. All their loans are in his name, and we are responsible for sorting them now. We don't give money or send presents unless we see them. How do you mean the loans are? What, she's got loans out in his name? Do you mean, Stein? Oh yeah, we're good now. Wasn't good for at first, but we put our son first and ego second. That's really good, Devil. I think everybody should be like that. And it's a shame that other people can't do that.
That's what I tried doing.
Yeah, we did
But
try doing that.
I tried doing that, and I know you tried doing that, and
It doesn't work. You can't reason with a narcissistic person.
it's politer than what I would have called her.
Well, I'm trying to keep it as polite as I can. Christmas is also hard because everyone could be my dad's last.
Yeah.
I get that, Milo. How old is your son? Do you mind me asking? I'm glad to see him. I'm glad you see him and have managed to put him first between you. Laugh my ass off. You were conscious. You were
Unconscious.
unconsciously beatboxing.
Yeah, I used to.
He does it all the time.
Yeah, I tried to keep it down as well.
I notice as well, like if he's having a really bad day, he'll be sort of out in the garden or whatever, and he'll come through, and I can hear him beatboxing, and he beatboxes when he goes through like a toilet and stuff like that. And sometimes it makes me giggle and that. But he is actually really good at it, Devil. He doesn't think so, but
No, I'm not.
when he's not in front of people or he doesn't think other people can hear, he's actually really good at it. He's 6 now. Oh, that's a really cute age. The loans for their wedding is in his name. She didn't make the repayment. Now they have to sort him out. So does Mello have a divorce now, or is that something that's still like, in a process? We had to get debt relief order to cover them, but we have been at risk of bailiffs in the past because of the debts. That's awful. Absolutely awful. Oh, it's good that you're divorced from her though. That is a bonus because then at least you're not tied in with her, in that sense.
Yeah, luckily with my ex, I wasn't married. Thankfully. I think it's cool that you'll notice the little things about each other. Yeah, it is, and it isn't.
Does he mean you?
Yeah.
I was trying to work that one out.
Yes, he has divorced, although she hasn't paid it off. She has now, apparently.
Did it go back to her then, Sky? Is that what you mean? Like the payments and that?
I think both parties have to pay half. Maybe.
I mean, I've never personally been married. A lot of you know. Some of you do, some of you don't. Me and Diesel were meant to get married this year, but because of COVID, it just didn't happen. We've got a new date next year, and we're hoping that all of this new strand and COVID is going to be under control by then, because we just really want to get married, and sort of start a proper life together. My coping mechanisms for when I'm stressed is to stress eat, but when I'm depressed, I don't talk to people much. Valerie, I'm diagnosed with so I had bulimia when I was younger, but after my trauma from my rape, I then got diagnosed with binge eating disorder, and I gained a lot of weight. If you look back to some of my earlier YouTube videos, I am very big, so I completely get that. I have lost weight since, but I have to do it sensibly, because it triggers my eating disorders. But I have lost some weight since those videos. But I can completely get about the stress eating. I had to go through some help with that. I still can be a stress eater. I try not to be a stress eater. Diesel's the same. Diesel stress eats.
I eat any reason I can.
Any reason you can, yeah.
I don't. It's being a part Italian, I suppose. That's what I'm blaming it on.
But I have noticed when he's anxious, he does stress eat a lot. And I'm trying to guide him through it at the same time as me doing it, or not doing it, should I say, as well.
She was meant to pay for meant to pay the wait.
She was meant to pay the divorce as she asked for it, but didn't pay for ages and tried to make Ollie pay for it. That's disgusting.
I didn't pay anything in the agreement because I said
I
sent
sent
it
it
back
back
quickly
quickly.
and wasn't liable for it. Smart move. Very smart move.
She seems a bit like she's after money as well on a lot of it. Oh, she's always asking. She's always after money.
One of the arguments I had with my ex, I gotta be polite, was about money.
Yeah, she was always money grabbing.
She wanted more than what she was entitled to for the kids, and then when I refused that, she wanted.
I'd like to say that he didn't refuse to pay for the children.
Yeah, I didn't.
He was paying like 5 times the amount, and he was suffering himself because he didn't have any money to even eat for himself, let alone be able to get to and from work at the time. But to her, she was entitled to pretty much 99% of the money. Last time I gave her money was when I was working. She went on holiday with her partner and left the kids behind with her mum. I was paying £100 a month. Wow. Like, she went on holiday with the money and then didn't even take the kids with her. That's harsh. That is really harsh. That is a typical, like,
Person.
fuck you, basically,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like, wow. That's nuts.
We aren't refusing to pay for her. We are saying if we see the kids, we will spend the money
On them.
No, we understand that. We didn't think that before you think that.
That's why I stopped paying, because I don't know where the money's going. Yeah. Well, we knew where the money was going, because she would always have her nails, hair, like, you know, things like that done. Was going out and about, like you say, without the kids. So we knew where the money was going. And like yourselves, we said to her that we didn't mind, well, he didn't mind paying for the children, but he would buy the clothes, nappies, you know, things like that that are actually for them, and either give them to her or he'd use them when he had them. But that was not good enough. So I hate when shit like that happens. Yeah, Deborah, it's not nice. It really isn't nice. People should, you know, they should put their kids first. And a lot of people don't. I don't know if many of you know, but Fuzzy Duck on Twitter, he recently was going through a lot with his ex, and his kids as well, and it literally broke us, didn't it? Because seeing somebody go through that, just like what Big Gamer was saying, I think it was earlier, that it brings back memories. It brings back that real of film of what you've been through, and that to see somebody else going through it as well. Losing connection, guys. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, Devil, no worries, lovely. Then I started buying products for them, and she refused them because she wanted the money. Yeah, Diesel's ex did that as well. If we see them, we will spend money on them and presents, but we don't even know if
The
the presents will go on the kids, especially if I put the names on them.
Get my name on them.
I'll put my name on them. That's disgusting. I honestly don't get people, if I'm honest. I'd be absolutely over the moon if somebody brought my child a gift, just to see their little face, you know, happy about it.
We are.
Mm. It's just using them. Yeah, it's just it's a game, isn't it? Really, it is a game. Right, guys. The last time I brought them presents, she didn't give it to the kids because they were secondhand, and I brought the kids a £200 DSL and she sold it. They didn't even play with it. Oh my god. So she basically, did she sell it and then use the money? That's That's a classic narc, that is. That's exactly what she did. I don't get some people like that. I couldn't personally do that, like, to a child. I think it's completely wrong. Oh yeah, narc is a narcissistic person. It's a short word for it. So guys, we are very aware of the time, and very aware that it is Christmas Eve as well. And we have got a fair bit to do before going to sleep. Um, so I just want to thank everyone for coming. If you don't follow me on any of my socials or anything like that, then please do feel free to follow. Santa's coming, got to sleep. Yes. Yeah, we do. Um, the podcast, like I say, will be back on the 19th of January in 2021. I will stream at some point between Christmas and the New Year. Not sure when. Mate, it might just be another just chatting, or it might be a game. I'm not overly sure. But my DMs and Diesel's DMs will be open for the whole of the Christmas and the New Year period. So please do feel free to contact us if you do need help. I hope that this just chatting stream or mental health check-in has helped people. I appreciate you all being here. Even if you're watching this back on my YouTube channel, do feel free to reach out, and I appreciate you watching it as well. You're welcome, hon. Thank you, Valerie, over at YouTube, and anyone that's watching me on YouTube, whether it's live or the video later. Thank you, Mellow Sky, Devil, Big Red, CJ, and anybody else that raided with CJ, and anyone else that's watching me on Twitch or even watching the replay back at Twitch. I hope that you all have a great Christmas, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year to you guys, from myself and from Diesel. And we hope you have a lovely time. And if you feel alone, like I say, our DMs are there, and we will see you very soon. So take care.